It's deer season. Let's talk about it. So last year I made a video right around deer season of the stuff that I was going to bring with me with an Eagle Industries H harness. I think I titled that one Hunt Like You Fight. I'll probably link to that somewhere. I brought different stuff this time, so I figured I'd tell you about that. Okay, so not everything I have on right now is exactly what I had on yesterday, but this is where we're starting at because it's actually pretty warm. It's like 70 degrees right now. It's ridiculous. Okay, safety first. Fucking orange vest, wear them, okay? Yeah, they look fucking retarded, but I hear getting shot sucks. You don't want that, so wear the orange thing. Also, eye protection, very important. So normally I'll wear sunglasses, but when we're hunting out in the woods, and that's where I'm at, in the woods, it's kind of hard to see. It's a little bit dark even when the sun's out. So I like wearing these yellow lens safety glasses so I don't get poked in the eye, and it just kind of brightens everything up a little bit. So just a little bit easier to see. Being able to see, very important. Okay, last like safety thing, gloves. Shit in the woods is like real pokey, so I wear gloves. These ones specifically are the Mechanics impact gloves. I cut these 2 fingers off back in the Marines, and that was working for this weekend. If it was colder, I'd have probably worn different gloves, but it wasn't cold, it was fucking hot. So I wore these. Okay, the rifle, because everybody likes talking about rifles, right? Okay, so this is my Occam Defense ODS 1775. So it is an AK-47. Insert thing about Ronald Reagan being a bitch right here.
But an AK-47, a machine gun, is not a sporting weapon or needed for defense of a home.
This is my deer rifle because it is my home defense rifle. If I expect it to kill people, I should also be able to expect it to kill, like, deer, if I need either of those things. So I take this thing deer hunting. Every time I have used it, deer have died. I do have a whole video on this. I'll probably link to that somewhere from last year. So last year I wore an Eagle Industries H harness to carry a bunch of extra stuff, like extra mags and things I didn't really need, but it was patrol practice, right? So I'll link to that video somewhere, maybe over here, maybe over there, I'm not sure. But the gist of that video was, if I'm gonna go out in the woods with a rifle and try to kill a thing, and try to not be seen and all of this, I might as well kit up like I'm gonna go on a patrol, do an ambush, and just kind of test out my gear, use my gear in sort of a multi-purpose fashion, and testing myself with the extra weight and that sort of thing. So this time I brought my Eberly stock Bandit. I didn't really want to wear the whole thing like last time. I actually really wanted to wear this jacket, which I'll get to in a minute. But I brought this Eberly stock Bandit. Stuff in here includes canteen, my Grail water filter, which I didn't need because there's no running water in the place that I'm at. There's a Smock in here, and then any other warming layers will go on the inside, which I can get to in a minute. Also on the inside, a special operations equipment compact tear-off med kit with stuff in it. A Moore knife for cutting things like deer. A pound of homemade beef jerky if I really get that hungry. A roll of toilet paper. Now this is a trick I heard about from Jack Spear Co., I think. If you don't drop your deer right immediately, you can use toilet paper to kind of map out their trail, so as you're tracking it, you don't have to keep circling back and where was that thing. Take the toilet paper, run it, and if you put that in blood, like, it's going to be super obvious, so you can kind of track your deer's path with the toilet paper. Haven't done it yet, but it seems like a good idea that would work. The other thing I have in here is my what is this thing called? Happy Suit bottom, that's what it is. This is cool. I don't think I've actually done a video on this. I probably should. It's an outside layer, very puffy, very warm. It's got zippers on both sides, so you can zip it all the way on or all the way off without having to take off your boots or anything like that. So if I got out there and it was extra cold, I could just zip this on and be comfy. But it was fucking warm, so I didn't use it. I just used it as padding to sit on the backpack. Okay, stuff in the top of the bag. I'm probably not going to pull it all out. A couple of gallon-sized bags for like a heart or maybe a liver if I felt like hanging on to those. A headlamp, the Boo Boo kit from Chuck at Homestead Medical. This is in an SOE pouch of some kind. You should check out homesteadmedical.us and get you one of these. I got some zip ties because that was already in here, and a GoPro in case I needed to use that and I didn't end up using it. So here we are. And anything else that would have been in here would have been warming layers that I'll get to here in a minute. Okay, we already talked about the rifle. I'm gonna take that off and get that out of the way. Oh! He pointed the gun at me. Safety violate. Okay, headgear. Last night it was really warm, so I wore my Marine Corps issue boonie hat. I think this is actually my most watched video, just talking about this boonie hat. Cut the inside out to make it a little thinner, a little warmer. This is what a lot of dudes in the infantry will do, and that's what I did. Okay, this jacket. One more thing before I get to this jacket. I get my hair braided because my hair is long as fuck. So I have my sister braid my hair so they didn't get like caught in stuff. So thank you for that. Okay, to the jacket. This is the MTP multi-terrain pattern British combat smock, windproof type, windproof smock. Okay, so not waterproof, just windproof. Why? It's fall. It wasn't really wet. I don't need waterproof, but the wind is a motherfucker sometimes. So windproof is badass. I think this thing is like the perfect fall time jacket. Okay, what is in it? I'm gonna go through the features as I go through what is in this thing. Top to bottom, big ass hood. I'm not gonna unroll it. It's fucking big, okay? Just take my word for it. It's real big. Okay, on the inside, we got mesh all the way around, like from here up is all mesh, because there's some vents in here that I'll get to. And then these fleece line pockets, which is why I bought this thing. You can also tuck stuff right in here behind the fleece line pockets, so that's interesting. Shoulder pockets, it's got 2 of them. These are the only Velcro pockets. I didn't put anything in this pocket. The other one, I put the Snake Staff ETQ everyday tourniquet. I could have gone bigger, but this is the first tourniquet I saw, so that's what went in the pocket. The other thing I have in this pocket, it was all of my like electrolyte caffeine pill stuff. I did end up using one of the caffeine pills yesterday morning because I have no attention span, but that is what I have in that pocket. So it's like health related stuff, tourniquets, electrolytes, and caffeine pills. Okay, left chest pocket, sunflower seeds. I think I've pretty much ate through most of those. Oh no, this is trash. Okay, left front pocket, sunflower seeds. I went through a bunch of them. I'm not gonna pull them out. Right front pocket. I don't think I had anything in here, but like a snack is probably what I would put in here. Okay, these 2 chest pockets right here, nothing. Okay, remember that mesh that I mentioned earlier? Mesh. So that is a vent to let out hot air if it's hot out. And last night it was hot out, so I unzipped the thing and I had the vents open and it's still kind of warm. Lower pockets. This is where I kept my like more headgear stuff and stuff for staying warm. So I take this, see this beanie? It's actually a balaclava that I've figured out how to roll up to function as a beanie with like extra coverage on my ears. And if I decide that I need a balaclava, I just pull it down and I can go in the bank and make my withdrawal. Also, I have this Recon wrap, not like very thin neck gaiter kind of a deal. It was warm enough I didn't need that. This pocket is where I was kind of keeping some more snacks and my gloves until I got out of the truck. Put my gloves on, go do stuff. And then important thing on this jacket, there will be more on this jacket, but again, the important thing, like I said in the short that I made, is fleece lined pockets right here. Okay, so you can see right here, fleece lined pocket. This is the inside. You can see my hand. You can see I'm doing friggin' sign language. So fleece lined pocket, front and back on your hand, so you can keep your hands warm. So that was super nice. Last year, any year, it's always a little bit cold out for your hands, so it was nice to be able to just kind of tuck them in there, get just that little bit extra. Okay, I think that covers everything on the jacket, so I'm gonna take it off because again, it's freaking warm out. Okay, so every time that I've gone out this weekend so far, I've been wearing my Free Man shirt from Life Done Free. So that's from Tag and B. They sent me this a while back. So this is what I've been wearing. Yesterday morning, and this morning, I guess, it was cool enough that I wanted some sort of warm underlayer. So I had my shirt, I had the jacket, and I also had my Marine Corps issue grid fleece. This thing is like wearing a hug. I love it. Like, I love this. So this is what I wore under the smock to actually keep me warm, because the smock doesn't really keep you warm. It's very thin. Weather like today, it'll help out, but on a cold day, it's not gonna keep you warm. It's just keeping off the wind. Also yesterday, I like to wear the silk weight Marine Corps frog thermal bottoms, just the silk weight. Anytime I've been cold and wanted to be warm, like the silk weight has been the choice for me as far as the bottoms, and the grid fleece for the top. Why? I don't know, but that's how it works out. All right, socks. It's been darn tough. These are some like really heavy socks, and these are some like middleweight socks, but it was darn tough socks. All right, shoes. Yesterday when it was real cold out, I wore these Ultimas. I have no idea what like version they are. And then last night and today it was not very cold at all, so I wore these Go Ruck Mac V2s. For pants, I think these are made by Proper. These are the, what are these? BDU 2.0. They seemed okay. They have this extra pocket right here that's normally for a magazine, but instead I put in another snake staff tourniquet, because tourniquets are important. And for a belt, this is the like Warrior Poet Society Blue Alpha Gear, just Velcro belt, because I didn't want to take off my SOE belt from these jeans and put it on this. So there's that. I got a couple of videos on this, I think. This is the Special Operations Equipment FUPA Dangler. I usually keep my pistol in here, plus other medical. Yesterday morning, that's what I did. And then today and last night, I just strapped up like a normal person, and that worked out just fine too. And then one thing I just kind of left in the truck, because I'm not too far from the road when I go hunting, is a bone saw. That is for the best method I found so far of field dressing a deer. Cut their hip bone or whatever on either side, and then all of their insides can just kind of push right out. Super handy. All right, last couple things before I go and before I run out of sunlight the rest of the way. So this smock I got from otsurplus.com. Company's called One Thief Surplus. I ordered it this past Saturday. They shipped it first thing in the morning, Monday morning, Veterans Day. First thing in the morning they shipped it. It got to me Wednesday. I was super excited to wear it this weekend. So thanks to them for getting this sent so quickly. I paid whatever it is these costs. Like, he didn't send it to me like for fun, like I paid for this. I'm super glad that I have it. It was great, and I'm gonna keep wearing this thing. Okay, so last thing I want to talk about weather. So it's been really warm this weekend, like really warm. Like yesterday, I didn't even want to wear this. Got kind of sweaty. And if I had gone out tonight, I wouldn't have even worn this, because it's freaking warm. So make sure and pay attention to the weather and look what the temperature is going to be. Is it going to be rainy? Is it going to be windy? And dress according to that. The morning that you're going to go out, I will always step outside and just kind of feel how the weather feels, on top of checking the forecast and all that. You want to dress for whatever that weather is going to be for the time period that you're going to be out. So like right now, it might be cool enough in the morning to wear a couple of layers, and then in the evening it's hot and I wouldn't even want to wear this. So that's important. Check the weather, make sure to bring some water, a little bit of food. Hey, I just remembered one more thing that I brought that I forgot to bring up. I brought a ham radio that I got from Evan at Radio Made Easy. Now, I'm hunting by myself, but I still brought the radio because shit happens. I actually bumped into some folks while I was out there. One of them, their phone died, and so they couldn't talk, and then they were yelling and kind of blew up the spot. Happens. Not upset. Ham radio. I have the local repeaters programmed into the radio that Evan did for me. Thank you, Evan. So if something did happen, and maybe my cell phone's not working, whatever, I can turn on the radio, put the antenna on, go to the repeaters for that local area, and see if I can call for help that way. I'm not sure. I'll have to look again if the sheriff's department or anybody else, law enforcement wise, would be programmed into that radio. I do think that's important to have multiple methods of communication when you're out, especially if you're out with yourself. Because if something happens, you're the only one that's gonna be able to save you. So that is why I bring a ham radio, even though I didn't necessarily have anybody to talk to. So that covers everything as far as gear for this past weekend. I'm pretty happy with everything that I brought. I don't feel like I really brought too much. I definitely didn't bring too little, which is miserable when it's cold. So yeah, I brought just the right amount of stuff, and man, the deer didn't want to come and play. So Maybe I'll get some later on. And my last point on deer season, times are tough. Meat is getting ridiculously expensive. And yes, deer meat is the most expensive free meat you'll ever get, right? But like, you know, $1, $2 for a bullet, driving back and forth. But still, it is something that you can produce yourself without like having to go work overtime or something. You can go out in the woods or go out to the field, sit there and get yourself a couple $100 worth of meat, really. If you priced it similar to beef, like it is several $100s worth of meat you can get out of one deer. But if you want to be able to add to your freezer without having to spend a bunch of money, I think deer season is the way to do it. And I think especially if you're hurting for money, I don't think you can really afford not to go out and participate in this great tradition of going out and getting your own food. All right, I think that covers it. I'll see you all later. And hey, if you thought this video was interesting, most of the stuff that I mentioned in the video, I've probably already got another video on it. And there's probably buttons on your screen right now that would take you to those videos or a place where you could find them. So if you would push those buttons, that would be great too. Thanks, guys.